Hey fellow comrades, how you guys been doing? Welcome back to our news of Wi-Fi Bell versus a random stranger that we're gonna find here. This is gonna be post-commentary. This match was against Lance and it was quite a spectacular game. Which honestly I'm kind of surprised, but randomly, I go online and I try to seek some random battlers and it seems that damn, there are people getting really good at this. Or I'm just really rusty and very bad. So it's probably that, yeah. But anyways, with that being said, I also have Patreon that I just reopened. Basically, I was trying to think about what is good reward, what makes it like reasonable. I'm open to suggestions again, I'm open to changes and so forth. But basically, the one thing that is missing on this channel is layouts, and layouts are very time consuming. Some of you guys don't know, but I used to, like a long time ago, back in 7th generation, 6th generation, I used to take hours upon hours, like 5-6 hours to edit my layouts in my bells. The whole thing took like a couple of hours to make, and it was spectacular. But back then I didn't really have much responsibilities, so I could afford it. It was like I wasn't really a good role model, do we say, like jobless and just doing YouTube and whatnot. But nowadays, with a lot of responsibilities and plans ahead in the future, I am definitely changing that. So Patreon is one of the ways that I can implement that with you guys and girls and whoever's watching this support. But anyways, with that being said, let's get right into this battle. The Patreon is going to be in the description. It's going to be somewhere in the feedback if you want to go check it out. Feel free to do so, and let's see what happens out of that. But here we go. So I got my biggest tank that you guys are most likely very much aware, and knowing this deer, giant mammoth deer looking thingy, I'm like, okay, he can go for a dragon move, dragon darts, Draco meter. I can take anything from this, even a focus blast I can take, even after being weak to it. This Pokemon is known for basically taking anything at least once if it's not extremely boosted. So yeah, that's okay. He will with me. Not something I was expecting. I was expecting him being sort of choiced in some way, putting up the rocks. And yeah, after that, putting up some spikes. He does have his Corviknight, but I'm thinking, maybe perhaps, with my Scarlet, maybe perhaps with other Pokemon, I can try to play around this. He also has a Donphan, ancient form. I just call it ancient Donphan, or do we say primal Donphan? And basically, I'm thinking I can even avoid Rapid Spin with that one. So if he defogs, stuff of this nature are going to be taken away in general. If I defog, I'm going to take away my Stealth Rocks as well. So I don't want to play that game. But anyways, so we got this generation's Quagsire. I don't know why I want to call it Quagmire. I got no idea where that name actually comes from, but it's Clodsire. And Clodsire is one of those Pokemon that's very interesting because Clodsire takes special moves really well. And I'm checking my stats of these Pokemons. I'm normally checking stats because I'm not familiar with its stats, because this is a borrowed team that I got. I think it was from Just Weavile, I believe. I'm gonna link him in description if it is from him. I think it is from Jack. So Just Weavile, great channel, go check it out. But anyways, he does go for some entry hazards in form of some spikes. My dragon coming in, that Pokemon, Clodsire, is actually quite specially defensive. It normally takes, it's got also Unaware. I'm not too sure if he's got Unaware or Water Absorb. I'm very scared of Water Absorb because, I got Frozone on my team. And yeah, maybe I can handle it to a certain extent, but a Terra Water, Clodsire with, yeah, that can be actually kind of devastating. So I'm hoping that is an unaware one. Anyways, I do go for the close combat, thinking it's that middle ground, knowing his team, looking at his team a little bit. I'm noticing that he doesn't really have like a good switch for close combat, while he does have a good switch for the likes of Outrage, because he's got a Fairy type and he's got this Steel Corviknight. So basically, just going for the close combat again, expecting him to roost, kind of like seeing how much damage I can do, and kind of force him to eventually maybe perhaps go for the Brave Bird, since I'm going to be -2. I know I can take a Brave Bird from -1, so I was going for that close combat, hoping he will kind of take on that initiative to take this down, take this Haxorus on and fail to take it out. But he didn't do that. So with -2, I'm thinking, okay, Haxorus needs to stay around. I got Terra Steel on it with Iron Head. It can be very good against his fairy Pokemon. So switch out to my my Skeledirge. At the same time thinking maybe perhaps he will roost, but he didn't do that. And I'm looking into my team, I'm looking on how to handle this, because he's got that Clodsire, and Clodsire is a very good answer to the likes of Skeledirge. It's not like Clodsire can do much damage to it, because Skeledirge normally has lack off and a lot of bulk, so Earthquake Stab aren't going to be doing much. But in a 1-1 situation, the worst that can happen is a time stall, and this boost from my move isn't gonna be doing me much. So even with my item also boosting my special attack even further, so I'm +2. Yeah, I'm going against an unaware Clodsire. So unaware Clodsire, this is where I actually noticed, yeah, it is definitely an unaware, no question about it, seeing that a +2 does pretty much basically the same as a +0. The thing that I didn't know, and I was recently taught by a YouTuber before, I saw that if you lower down the defenses of, let's say, any Pokemon with Unaware, it also doesn't implement it. It's like no changes to even decreases, and I thought it mostly goes for stack up attacks and boosts. But I didn't think that if I like lower special attack of Clodsire with Unaware, he's still gonna have the same special attack. So yeah, that's something I didn't really, I just actually learned recently, so that definitely is very good. Like, Unaware is definitely in the top 5 best abilities, or maybe top 10. Maybe top 5 is a little bit too scratching it, but top 10 most definitely. Anyways, he does go for the Recover, clearly knowing that I cannot really do much and he needs to preserve this Pokemon the reasonable amount of health. Having a Clodsire here, I do have some power, but I have, basically some tanks, and Clodsire in a Viva Bell with 20 minute long timer isn't gonna be doing us any favors. Anyways, I decide this time around I'm gonna go for Outrage. I am choice banded, so maybe I'm gonna do a lot of damage. Garganical comes in. I'm not too sure what he was expecting. Last time I actually go for the close combat, I could have Earthquake. Rock type Pokemon wouldn't really want to take that, but he actually showcased me that he's a Protect Garganical, and I think if you Outrage a Protect, if you protect against Outrage, you actually reset his counter, I believe. I'm not too sure if that's true, but I'm not seeing a 2-turn confusion, so I'm assuming that it actually reset it because I'm able to pick it up again. So that's pretty great, great little find, but I think I know about this. But still, if anybody out there doesn't know, I think this is how it works. If you protect an Outrage, you reset and him going back to 0 count again. So he can use it again, basically. But in this case, I am literally stuck into it, but that's okay. So, taking down a Garganical, another Recover Pokemon, is very big, and he wasn't a Fairy Terra, which is pretty important. But yeah, Dragapult is honestly quite of a nuisance. It's a very fast Pokemon, but I do have my Sir Knight, that Scarf. I still cannot say if this is Gardevoir form or if this is like a, Gallade form, because from the back it really looks like a Mega Gardevoir in a way, but then at the same time it's a Gallade. It's like a mixture of both. So I'm not too sure what kind of pronunciation this Pokemon would go by. But anyways, I'm gonna go for the trick, right? I'm gonna go for the trick, thinking it's a good move, thinking Clodsire can come in. But did I just trick and gain Choice Scarf right now? Because I could swear I saw Choice Scarf, right? I'm so confused. Anyways, Moonblast he resists, Aura Sphere he takes neutral from, and this Pokemon, yeah, is known for having quite a lot of special defense, so I aren't gonna be two-shotting this Pokemon. If I don't gonna be two-shotting, I must rather switch out in case he likes Sludge Waves, Sludge Bombs, does something strange. He can even be able to spin, but since he's got a Donphan, I believe, on his team, I don't think spinning with this Pokemon, I don't think this Pokemon has spin on it. So, but did I see Scarf? Because I haven't read the text, and in Bell, it did seem like my Sir Knight didn't really like lose his Scarf, so and if I didn't, which I believe I actually later on noticed, because he's got that Dragon Pokemon, Dragapult, having a fast Pokemon that can outspeed it is very important. Anyways, I Whirlwind, expecting him to switch out to his Corviknight, hoping he's gonna basically be forced into a random switch that doesn't want to take Spikes and Stealth Rocks. Normally, anything that isn't something that can defog on me. And in this case, the Pokemon that we just faced recently is gonna be blown back. Probably not liking it. I can probably Earthquake here, but I'm still thinking he can switch out back to his Corviknight and try to roost on me, try to, you know, basically take initiative with pretty much anything, but I'm still gonna put up some spikes. So having some spikes around, hoping at the same time he can switch out to Corviknight, but at the same time, you know, he may actually just stay in and go for the Dazzle Gleam. As you guys can see, an unstepped Dazzle Gleam coming from a Pokemon which I believe special attack base is 130. Like, it looks such small damage input, I mean output, that it actually straight out looks like it would barely kill it at 30 HP left, which is insane. I still got Scarf, so I guess we did exchange Scarf for some reason. That's quite strange, because this whole time I was playing against this as if it's not Scarf, because normally I'm not used to facing this Pokemon being Scarf. Is it Scarf? Like, I'm still so surprised. I need to look back. I'm so surprised. Anyways, yeah, so we're gonna switch out to Frozone. Frozone is gonna be late game. It's a Terra Grass Frozone. We got water equivalent or super, you know, of Flare Blitz, water type equivalent of it, which is supposed to do a lot of damage. I'm not gonna do anything outside of my strongest move because I think it's important to go for it. I got heavy duty boots, but if I was choice banded, that would be a straight one shot. Actually, if this was Terra boosted water under rain and choice banded, I think this Pokemon takes 90% from it, from full HP, seeing how Corviknight didn't really take it that well. Actually, this form could be one-shotted from that kind of setup. Incredible. This Frozone is also very fast, so knowing that, that's quite impressive. I also got Terra Blast, and I also got Aqua Jet on this, and Ice Spinner, I believe. So, Dragapult coming in here, clearly it's gonna outspeed me. Aqua Jet and Taunt. Yeah, I do have Taunt, not Terra Blast. I got Taunt. Taunt can be kind of useful for the likes of Clodsire, but I'm gonna be taking down the Clodsire since he is not, you know, water absorbed one. I'm actually more scared of the water absorbed Clodsires than I am of unaware Pokemon, because in my situation, it seems that water types are so strong offensively sometimes that Clodsire that is completely immune to it can be an absolute behemoth. You know, you're talking like eating hydro pumps and eating surfs and so forth. It's pretty crazy. But Skeledirge is gonna be a Death Fire here. This is exactly why I preserve it. So I can switch out to my Scarfer, and noticing that I still got Scarf on this, I can easily Moonblast. I'm looking at his team, two of his Pokemon are down. He still got Clodsire, he still got Donphan at full HP, but Donphan hasn't actually been used yet. But Donphan isn't really an issue because Donphan, you know, he needs to Rapid Spin to get the speed up to be able to even try to outspeed me, but even with the speed I don't think he's able to outspeed me because his Pokemon is quite fast. And it's a great mix sweeper also. So I just Moonblast. At the remainder of HP with some entry hazard support, it's going to be enough to take it out. That's quite important. And yeah, I'm thinking here, okay, so I'm Scarf, right? So Great Tusk is gonna be the Pokemon coming in, right? But I'm surprised because, you know, he will be outspeeded by this. There's no question about it, he will be outspeeded since he noticed that I did trick and gain back my Scarf. You know, if I Moonblast, I don't think you're gonna be able to take this. And even if you're Scarf, which I assume could be the case, but I don't think so because Great Tusks aren't Scarf mostly. It's not going to be enough, so Great Tusk is going to be taken down. I mean, I do got Frozone to take on Clodsire and Great Tusk on its own if Great Tusk is not Scarf, but I got this Pokemon to pretty much dent in that final damages in case something doesn't really handle as it should. So the game should have become more like a switch out to Clodsire and then switch out to your Great Tusk if it's Scarf, predicting me to switch out to Frozone, because that double switch would definitely make a huge difference here. But he didn't do that. So yeah, I'm pretty much locked. This is where in the game I actually realized, oh wait, I'm actually Scarf. Oh yeah, actually pretty risky against Dragapult. I wasn't using it the way I should because I thought I was getting rid of the scarf when I tricked it last time, but that wasn't the case. And I tricked it also thinking Clotsire was gonna come in, and tricking a Clotsire pretty much stuck into, you know, tricking a wall is always terrible. For the wall, so I thought about handling that situation that way, but it came out to not be the worst move, but not the best in both cases. I just go for the Brave Bird. Clotsire is not that bulky in the physical side. He does keep on stacking up some spikes, but the remaining 3 Pokemon that I have here are actually quite decently, you know, on the health recovery spectrum. They're actually looking quite decent. So I'm gonna go you know, just go for the Brave Bird, just go for my strongest move, try to do as much damage as I can. He will decide to go for the rest, and, well, not rest, recover. And I'm thinking, okay, basically I can switch out, right? I need to switch out. I can play this game, and, you know, he can stall down his own timer, and I can stall down this timer as well. If we want to play this game, we can. But then I'm gonna win by the timer and the score, right? Because he's got 2 Pokemon left. Well, I got 3 Pokemon left, so I switch out to my Floatzel. My offense here, I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna recover definitely. He doesn't have Water Absorb, and I doubt he's a Water Terra, basically. So, plus, did he use a Terra of his own yet? I didn't. I don't think I'm being a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. Anyways. I'm gonna Terra into grass, thinking, you know, in case we don't take it out, the recoil and all, maybe we're gonna at least be resisting to, you know, ground type moves. So being resistant to that is really good. But Clotsire is gonna be taken down if, well, basically he's got one more. Well, not one, yeah, he's got only 1 Pokemon left, right? So this is gonna be his Dragapult, and. I got 3 Pokemon left, but basically he can take me out, but I'm still gonna be left with 2 Pokemon, and he's got only Dragapult, and I'm switching out to my Corviknight. If he takes down my Corviknight, I can switch out to my Fairy. I'm Scarf. I'm gonna be able to outspeed a Dragapult of all sorts outside of Scarf, but he isn't Scarf since he did Will-O-Wisp before. And he's gonna Terra into Terra Dragon, exactly. So Lance is gonna go for that Terra Dragon, which is so appropriate to the name Lance. I don't know if that's his real life name, but that's pretty cool. So he's gonna what is it called? Dragapult? Not Dragapult. What am I? Draco Darts, right? Dragon Darts. Dragon Darts, yeah. And that's gonna be the game. So the game is gonna come down to a score difference of 3-1. Again, if my Corviknight would have been taken down, let's say he goes for the Thunder or Thunderbolt or Flamethrower, Fire Blast, then I would still have a Scarf Fairy with Moonblast, and even in that case, it would come down to a 2-0 score. So that was a battle against Lance. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. That was an incredible match, being a random battle. I really love it. I hope I'm gonna the system is gonna keep on continuously connecting me to him. Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I did. Give a like if you did, leave some feedback. It really helps the algorithm of this channel. It helps the channel grow. And again, go check out Patreon if you want to support me directly. If we manage to break some future goals, then I will be able to implement my layouts and be able to put time and effort into things of that nature for maximum viewers' detailed experiences. But you know, if not, you know, all people's choices in life and whatnot, but do feel free to share it in other way. Any sort and all forms of support is greatly appreciated here. Disliking also, you know, if you dislike the video, dislike it, feel free, you know. But anyways, with that being said, take care, peace.